This is Reality Dispatch, written by Jim Mins.
Melanie was the last car in Carline as she arrived to pick up Tim, who sat amongst 3 other kids 45 minutes after the bell had rung. The child walked solemnly to the back seat of the SUV. "I'm sorry, honey. I tried to get away from the meeting as early as I could," she said, as she hit the pedal down the driveway in a useless attempt to maintain momentum now that the boy had been claimed from school. Tim said nothing as he strapped himself in and watched the trees pass the passenger window. "Timmy, you okay?" she asked as she leaned over her shoulder between swerves of the double lines. Tim shrugged. "Honey, what happened today? You can tell me." Tim wanted to explain everything to his mother, but he was confused and knew she would not only be unable to comfort him under the circumstances, but her response would only add to his confusion, as it seemingly always did. Still, he wanted the guidance of a grown-up to assist him in making sense of the ruckus that occurred on the playground. "Davis and Danny aren't friends anymore," Tim said. Mel smirked. "Oh, honey, and you're caught in the middle then?" "That's no good." She had rehearsed these lines with Veronica, her oldest. This was a cause she could campaign on and win. "What happened between them? Tell me everything, and I will help you to deal with them tomorrow," she encouraged. "Well, Danny said Davis's country shouldn't exist." "Oh, and he also said that his dad doesn't want him to play with him anymore," Tim began and ended. Melanie was blindsided. This looked as if it may go beyond kindergarten politics and spill over into geopolitics, way beyond her expertise. What does he mean? Who? The one who said that a country shouldn't exist? What does that even mean? "Oh," Tim began, "Danny said Davis's country shouldn't exist." He ended the explanation there and continued to stare out the window as if the conversation had concluded. "Isn't Davis from Australia, like us?" Melanie asked. "Well, apparently he's also from some other country in some other part of the world," Tim said. "Which country?" "Dunno." The boy gave out a stretch and continued, "I'm hungry. What's for afternoon tea?" He seemed to be over his bad mood. Melanie didn't let the boy off. "Why does Danny think Davis's country shouldn't exist?" she asked. "Because the country where Davis's family is from invaded Danny's dad's country, and Danny's dad is really mad about it, and so Danny's dad wants to kill anyone from Davis's family's country," the boy explained without batting an eyelash. "That's..." Melanie began, but was silenced by her inability to offer any guidance and a fear that she would be unable to extract a more detailed analysis from her 6-year-old son. "But Danny doesn't think Davis should die?" she asked. "Well, I don't think so," Tim explained. "What do you mean you don't think so?" she asked in a panic. "Well, he was pretty angry at Davis at little lunch, but at big lunch, he seemed to have forgotten it, and we all played handball together," the boy explained with a chirp. "So, everything is okay again?" Mel wondered. "Yep," Tim said. "What about tomorrow?" Mel asked. "What about it?" "Well, won't Danny be angry at Davis again when they see each other in the morning? Maybe Danny's dad will say something to remind him not to play with Davis," she said out loud, more for her interpretation than Timothy's. "I don't think so, Mum," Tim began. "Davis beat Danny to kings in handball, and Danny always wants to get the top spot from whoever beats him the day before. If he ignores him, he won't get a chance to get his kings back," Tim said, explaining away any need for further conflict. Melanie was satisfied that the drama had run its course, not least because the boy appeared to be happier than he had when he first entered the vehicle. She switched on the radio right at 4 o'clock, in time for the news bulletin. It was read out after the announcer's music had played. The United Nations has called for a peaceful resolution to the conflict engulfing the region of... Melanie switched off the radio as instantly as she had switched it on. She was hopeful that ignorance would serve their family to allow them to maintain their relationships. It had worked for so long thus far, might as well continue the formula, especially for circumstances that were half a world away. "They're just kids, for goodness sake," she said to herself as she ran a yellow light. What, Mom? Nothing, honey.
For more stories of fact-based fiction, head to jimmins.substack.com.